Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today we are going to learn about 101 ways to learn English. It's 101 ways for you to learn English. If you think English is not easy, once you are done with these 101 ways, or this, you take this simple advice, I'm sure that you can make a decision that English is the easiest language ever that you can learn. So I'm going to give you 101 ways or simple advice to set you on the road to being fluent in English. Simple advice number one, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Whenever you want to speak or you want to say something, don't be afraid to make a mistake. You know, mistakes are sometimes part of giving out what you don't know. So once you make a mistake, you'll get someone to correct you. Henceforth, from there, then you are going to learn the correct meaning or the correct way to say it. So don't be afraid to make a mistake. Always be confident. Be confident of yourself. Speak out. Don't hide anything. People can only correct your mistakes when they hear you make them. So once you make a mistake, you get someone or anyone can correct you if at all that person knows better English than you. Then number two, surround yourself in English. Whenever you are, the environment that you are, you surround yourself in English. Put yourself in an all English speaking environment where you can learn passively. The best way to learn English is through speaking. So the environment that you conquer or that you are at that moment, make sure you put yourself in English speaking environment. If you are three in one room, make sure you practice, you make English. That's why we have created the group in the WhatsApp so that at least you make practice and each and every of you can benefit one another and can correct one another. So the best way to learn English is through speaking. So make sure you always speak so that you learn English. Practice every day. So if you make a practice, there's a saying which says, practice makes perfect. Or if you make a practice every day, you become perfect later on. So practice every day. Make yourself a study plan. Make a study plan. Say, today I'm going to study this, tomorrow I'm going to study this, today I'm going to study this, then the day after that, like that. Make a plan. A plan which you cannot stop and nothing can interfere. Also decide how much time a week you are going to spend studying and stick to it. For example, if you want to study twice or thrice a week, you need to stick into that timetable or into that study plan. Also establish a routine. Routine means day in, day out, or some hours that you learn every day or 3 days a week, like that. Number four, tell your family and friends about your study plan. This now will help you. If you tell your friend or your family about your study plan, the interferences of them or the family or the friends being interfering, your plan is going to be limited. Hence, your plans are going to work perfectly. Also get them to push you to study and don't let them interrupt you. They will also tell them to once you make them or you tell them that you need or you have this study plan, sometimes you can forget. Then they can tell you, go and study, it is your time for study. And then number five, practice the 4 core skills. 4 core skills, like for example, reading. Reading is part of learning English. Writing, the more you write, the more you learn English. Speaking, and also listening. This is called the 4 core skills in English. Writing, reading, speaking, and listening. So, they all need to be worked on for you to improve. So, for you to improve, you must know how to read, and you must be a good reader, and you need to read a lot. For you to improve in English, you must be a good writer, you know how to write, and you have to write daily. For you to be a good speaker in English, or to improve in English, you need to speak, to practice daily, day in, day out. Also, you need to be a good listener in whichever environment you are at the moment. Then number 6, keep a notebook of new words you learn. For example, if you learn today a new word, you have visited a channel and you have learned a new word. Don't just listen and move on. Take a notebook, note that word down, and make it part of your daily routine learned word. So because your mind cannot keep so many things, because you're a new beginner or you're a learner. So make a notebook so that sometimes when you want to use that word, you refer to the book. So once you refer once or twice or 3 times, then that word become easy for you and it can be memorized. Also use them in sentence and try to say them at least 3 times when you speak. So once you write a new word, you have learned a new word today, put them in a sentence, try to speak it out at least 3 times when you speak. Then also visit Haret Academy for free learning channel at least once a day and complete a lesson. So in Haret Academy, we have so many lessons from lesson 1 to lesson 14. It's ongoing. So try to visit at least once a day and complete one lesson. Just a lesson you completed will be enough. Then memorization. Number 8, memorization of list is one of the most common ways of learning vocabulary for a test. So once you heard of a vocabulary, whether it is 10 vocabularies or 8 or more than, you need to memorize them. It's only a good exercise for short-term studying because you often do not retain the information that you have learned for a test. Use your body clock. Your body clock means if you are not a morning person, study in the afternoon. So sometimes someone can study early morning. When you pray the Fajr prayer, you can take your books and study. If you are not a morning person, or you like to sleep or you are going to work, then study in the afternoon once you have free time or you are not doing anything, you have a free time. Then number 10, you will find words easier to remember if you try to remember an example sentence using that word rather than the word of its own. For example, you want to remember a certain word. That word cannot be remembered easily, but sometimes if you make it in a sentence or if you join it in a sentence, rather that word becomes easier for you to understand. Then plan to take a test. Sometimes test yourself. Make a test. Take an exam from yourself and say, what have I learned? What do I need? And from where do I need to correct myself? Then you will find that you work harder when you need to study for something. Saying that it's better not to study, just take a test. Think of a bigger picture. So sometimes you need to think out of the box and say, okay, where do I need to take a test or a major, or maybe do I need to say something or do I need to study? What can you do when you have a good command of English? How will the quality of your life improve? So once you now have that questions in your mind, English becomes easy. 1, good common English. What kind of good English do I need to learn? How will the quality of my life improve once I learn English? Then, number 13, give yourself a long-term goal. You give yourself long-term goals. Long-term goals means not saying that I'm going to learn English within a short period of time. Just make a long-term goals and reward yourself when you achieve each one. For example, today you say, I want to learn about verbs. Once you study and capture something, you tested yourself, then what do you say? You reward yourself. You say, I've achieved on learning verb today. You reward yourself with something. You know better. Then, number 15, create an atmosphere in which you want to learn. Atmosphere means the environment once a person is, that person is living needs to be very conducive. Not because you have to, you learn more when you are learning because you want to. So when you are learning English, don't learn it as if you say, I have to learn, but learn that it can help you in your future life. Also, in number 16, know what works best for you. You need to know what works best for you always. Think about what method have been successful for you in the past and stick to them. For example, you have learned some words in English. You know some words in English already. What made you to be successful in learning those words? And keep in mind that how you have learned that words or that sentence can also improve in learning the coming sentences that you need to know. So stick to the same spirit so that you can learn better than what you learned in the previous time. Then number 17, figure out how you learn. It can be memorization, it can be reading, it can be speaking, it can be summarizing, or other methods. So, which method do you think you can learn? If you have the methodology of memorization, you need to memorize things so that you learn. If you say that I have the mentality of reading, read better and you learn. If you think that speaking is better for you, you speak and you learn. If you think that summarizing words in a shorter way, it will be better. If at all you have any other methods to use, you can still use it so that you can learn. In English, they say there are so many ways to kill a rat. For example, if you want to kill a rat today, you can put a trap, you can hit with your shoe, you can kill it with maybe a mopper, something like that. So here are now so many ways that one can improve or put in a high elevation to learn English. So find out how you study best. How can you study best? Find out for yourself. It can be a quiet place by yourself or with a group. So, do you think when you want to study, you need to sit in a quiet place where there is no noise at all or no one is there? Or you need to be in a group so that you learn with them? Depending on the way you prefer, you can at least do your best to study English. Number 18. Get help. Who can help you? Maybe a teacher, a friend, or anyone you think that, or even a classmate sometimes. If you don't understand something, you have got to ask someone. Sometimes you don't understand. Maybe you have taken a lesson in Haret Academy or learn English with Haret. You don't understand. What will you do? You ask the teacher or even a friend, or sometimes you ask the question in the comment section so that at least you get clarified. Ask your teacher, classmate, or a friend for help. Sometimes asking is not foolishness. It's part of learning. If you don't understand something, you don't understand. So there's no need of you being stingy and keeping a groove in your mind that you cannot know something. So don't say that it is shameful to ask someone. No, it's never a shame. Ask for help, you get help. Review, review, review. I repeated this word 3 times. Review, review, and review. Review means you make sure that you take the time to review things you have studied in the past. For example, you have studied a lesson about an adverb or noun or pronoun. It's not necessary that you leave the way it is. You need to review back. Go back to it, review it. Don't say that I have already studied. No, you need to repeat. You need to hit one stone more than 100 times for you to break it. So that the same case applies to now English. You need to review and review and review as much as you can so that your study plan becomes better and your English improvement becomes also perfect. It's not a good idea to study on your own for more than 30 minutes at a time. Okay, if you study alone for more than 30 minutes, take a regular break, get some fresh air and stretch your legs. For example, you sit on a table, you take your book, your pen and your notebook, you started studying. After every 30 minutes, you need to take a break because you're going to get tired. And sometimes you say that I'm tired, I'm sleepy, let me go and sleep. No. After 30 minutes, get a break, go at least get some fresh air outside, take a glass of juice from the fridge, sometimes stretch your legs and refresh yourself. Then number 21, don't be afraid in such a hurry to move up a level. Concentrate on the level you are at now. You are. So don't be such in a hurry. Don't say that I'm going to, today you are a beginner. You don't even know how to construct a simple sentence, but you want to speak out loud and go to even a level higher than where you are. Always stick to your level. Once you are done with the level you are, it's automatic that you're going to move to the next level. So always concentrate on the level you are at that moment. Then 21 and 22, watch DVD. DVDs, there are some DVDs which are made in English. And nowadays, if there's no DVD, you can use your memory card to record an English and study rather than TV. Okay? Use a DVD rather than TV. So TV sometimes may not give out English programs. Only they can give out maybe stories or sometimes news. But the DVD that you use should only be based on learning sessions or English grammar. Then from there, It's better to use something that you can watch over again to watch information. To catch information you might have missed at the first time. Watching TV only gives you the chance to hear something correctly first time. So if you watch a TV, it can give you get or hear information at the first time. But the DVD may give you the time, or even the information may be repeated or rewatched again and again. So this is better for high level students. So if you are in a high level student, you can watch TV, but if you are in low level student, you can have the DVD. It can be a great practice for speaking to native English speakers, so you don't have to ask them to repeat themselves. Read graded readers. 24. Read graded readers. These books are easily written for your level. Read a whole novel. You can do it. You will feel great afterwards. There is this novel called, highlight this name and you can get this book. So I urge you to get this book. It's called Read Graded Readers. Children's book have easy words and are a good alternative to graded readers. Graded readers means the grades that you are at that moment. If you are grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, like that. The level at that moment that person is at. Then 26, newspapers. Newspapers are a good place to find passive construct. The newspaper always talks about a passive construct, what has passed. So sometimes you learn the passive words about the newspaper, what has passed. So that one can also give more ways of learning English in the past session. So read through an article and see if you can find the passive sentence or the past words, the past time. Then 27, read for the general meaning first. Always try to read for the general meaning first. So, we have read a word. Find out the general meaning. Don't worry about understanding every word. Then go back and look up new words. So what you do, read the general meaning first. Don't worry about understanding every word. Then go back and look up new words. Then 28. For a word you don't understand in a sentence, look at the other word around it. For example, you have a word in a sentence. You don't understand that word. What you do, you look the other word around it in the sentence. They will give you a hint. Try to guess the meaning from the context now. You have a word in a sentence. Don't say, I don't understand the word. Read the sentence aloud 3 times, 4 times, and look at the sentence at the bordering neighbors. Once you know a certain word, or maybe the other word, you can still guess or get a hint from that word and get the meaning of the context. Then 29, learn root words. Learn root words. Root words means the script or the meaning. For example, they will help you guess the meaning of the word. For example, script, write, mean, rather small. Then 30, when you learn a new word, think of all its other forms. For example, you have learned a new word. Try to think of its other form. For example, you learned the word beautiful in adjective form. You need to know its verb form, its noun form and its adverb form. For example, if beautiful is adjective, the noun becomes the beauty and the adverb becomes beautifully. So don't only retrain yourself and say, I learned the word about adjective and the word beauty about an adjective. So you need to know the verb of that word, adverb of that word, and the noun of that word. 31. Learn the prefixes. Prefixes means the word before the word. The letters before the word. For example, this, an, or re. This you write. Unreadable. Rewrite. Something like that. They are called prefixes. They are the words, the letters used before a word. Then the suffixes are the words that end in the letters that end in a word. For example, here we have ty. This is the prefix. And here we have beauty. This is a suffix, b. So we have ly, beautifully, appointment, faithful, like that. So the last two words are called the suffixes, and the first two words are called, or three words are called the prefixes. So this will help you figure out the meaning of words and build your vocabulary. Then, English, unlike Japanese or French, uses word stress. So, for new words, count the syllables and find where the stress is. Stress in English it means where the word is put an emphasis or more emphasis in that word in quote. Only one stress per word, and always on a vowel. Two syllable verbs have stress on the second syllable. For example, begin. We have two syllable word, stress in the second word, letters. Two syllable word, teacher, and adjective, happy, stress the first. Okay. Use English whenever you can. It's as simple as that. So you went to the market, you went to school, you are in the toilet, you are in the kitchen, you are in the house, you are in the sitting room, you are sleeping. So in any environment that you are, use English whenever you can. It is as simple as that. Don't translate into English from your own language. So if you want to learn English, try to avoid translating English into your own mother tongue. And that's one big mistake that we always make. You want to learn a certain word in English and you want to translate it in Somali. No, leave it. If you want to learn that word, learn it in English. If you want to know its meaning in English. Think in English to improve your fluency. Talk to yourself, but not on the bus, otherwise people will think you have gone crazy. Sometimes you are in the bus and you speak a broken English. Just talk to yourself first. Try to correct yourself. But otherwise, if you talk when you are in a bus, you talk a broken English sometimes, or you speak out loud, you talk to yourself within, not speaking out. There are some people when they talk it in a loud way. They are talking to yourself, but what they are saying can be heard by the person sitting next to them. Sometimes people may think you are crazy or you are mad. So always talk to yourself deeply. The most natural way to learn English, to learn grammar, is through talking. So once you know that you want to learn English, or once you have that urge to learn English, make sure first you learn grammar. If you don't know grammar, you will never ever learn English. Whether you learn vocabulary, whether you learn new word, whether you learn conversation, it will never help you. Once you want to learn English, make sure you learn the grammar part first. Grammar is the backbone. There is no way that you can build a house without the blocks and the foundation. So the most natural way to learn English is through English grammar, or to learn grammar is through talking. So once you speak, the grammar becomes active. Keep an English diary or journal. Always keep an English diary or journal. Start by writing a few sentences a day, and then get into the habit of writing more. Why not start an online blog and share your writings with the world? Just write an online blog a little bit, then share it with the world. To become a better writer, brainstorm as many ideas and thoughts onto a paper without worrying about the grammar or spelling. So if you want to become a better writer, just brainstorm yourself and put ideas through a paper. Don't worry about the grammar and the spelling. Then think about the structure of the sentence. After that, write your piece using a good grammar and spelling. First, you think about it, you brainstorm yourself, you put it in a small paper, put the grammar, the structure, then after that, you put the spelling in the correct way. Finally, read it through or give it to someone else to check your mistakes. So, for example, if today you write a sentence and you think that sentence is not correct, just send it to me, I'll correct it for you. Keep an eye on your punctuation, number 40. Keep an eye on your punctuation, as it can totally change what you are trying to say. There's a lesson that I prepared when I was when I visited my friend ARAG Academy, so Mr. Hassan Abdullah. That's where I've given out the punctuations in English. Punctuations are very important, because a certain word that you gave out without punctuation can change the total meaning of the word. Check out the difference in the meaning between these two sentences now. Let us see. A woman without her man is nothing. And A woman without her man, man is nothing. So when you check about this sentence, a woman without her man is nothing. But when I punctuate, I say a woman is semicolon. Without her, man is nothing. Which means man is nothing without a woman. Okay, so punctuation is very important when you're making or when you're constructing a sentence or even when you're speaking. For someone to understand or for someone to understand you better, you need to punctuate. You need to where to put full stop, where to put question mark, where to put colon, semicolon, hyphen, parenthesis, and all those. Then, 41, sing your heart out. Show the world your beautiful voice. Learn English songs and sing along with them to improve fluency and intonation. Anyone for karaoke. Okay? So, you sing. You learn some words, put them together and make it as a song. You sing it to make your improvement. Get a pen friend or use a chat room, forum, and community site. For example, we have created the group in WhatsApp. So, you get a pen friend or a chat room, forums, and community site. If you can speak to someone in English, this is the next best thing. So that group that I've created in WhatsApp, the basic English grammar, make sure you visit that group and you make practice. Practice with the friends, with people who are there. Speak to them. Don't hesitate. Then number 4, shadow English CDs. Always there are those CDs called the shadow English. Listen to a few sentences, then repeat when you heard. Focus on rhythm and notation. So sometimes you can look for these. They are called shadow English CDs. You can get them in the bookstores or even on Google. Have English radio on your house. Some people listen to other programs, English, Arabic, and those. So try to have English radio programs in your house. Even if you are not actively listening to it, you will still be training your ears. So even if you don't understand what this person is saying, train or try to train your ear on how to listen. You must be a good listener. Then also find mirror CDs. Read out loud along with the CD. Again, this is a great intonation, pronunciation, and rhythm. So you will learn the pronunciation, the intonation, and the rhythm. So look for shadow English CDs and the mirror CDs. They are found on the bookstores. Then the best other thing is the dictation. Listen to a CD or a friend and write down what you hear. For example, when I'm saying something and I'm not writing, try to capture what I'm saying and write. Look for a friend. Let him take a book and read some words for you. Then you note down. It's called dictation. Or you listen to a CD and you write down what the CD is saying or what that person recorded is talking about. Then 47, nobody likes to hear your own voice, but be brave and try it. Record your voice and listen to your pronunciation and inflection. What you do, you need to record your voice by yourself. Listen to the pronunciation and how the teacher pronounces. It will help you identify your problem areas. Before you speak, try to record your voice, pronounce it, and find out the intonation. Then listen. Then after that, you can improve your problem areas. Then 48, ask your helpful teacher if you can record this lesson. Sometimes you can record your lesson and send it to me. I'll listen and make corrections. This is a great way to review. You can also listen to your teacher speaking speed and intonation. Sometimes you need to capture. For example, today I'm giving out a lecture or a lesson, and I'm going through a high speed. You need to capture my speed and intonation and the way I pronounce things. Then 49, use an English to English dictionary, as it will help you to keep thinking in English and not translating. Always have an English dictionary, English to English dictionary, not English to Somali or not English to Arabic. The dictionary you have must be English to English translation. If an English to English dictionary seems scary, there are learners dictionary for English students of your level. So try to find out the lowest level English dictionary for learners. Then 51, don't become too reliant on your dictionary. So sometimes it's not good to rely on dictionary always. Try to make some sentences or find out the sentences within that word so that you understand. Your dictionary should be an aid. An aid means a helper, not your main teacher. So don't make the dictionary your main teacher, but your aid or your guide or your helper. Try to guess the meaning of words rather than going straight to the dictionary. First, before you go to the dictionary, try to guess or to find out the meaning of the word before you go to the dictionary. Don't give up. Always stay positive. This is what I tell my students. Don't give up. Stay positive. Always think that English is easy and you can learn easily. But if you say English is hard, English is hard. If you say English is easy, it's easy. So always have positive mind. Sometimes you will feel that you aren't learning quickly enough. Everyone feels like this. Don't worry about it. You will get there at the end. If you think you're a slow learner or you're not learning English quickly, don't worry about that. Just feel that you are going to reach there one day, one time, and you are going to reach it. Then 53. Enjoy it. We learn more when we are having fun. Sometimes we need to have fun, we need to talk, we need to chat, we need to say anything we feel like. So having fun or enjoying can make you learn English. If you get nervous when speaking, take 2 deep breaths before you say something. You will speak better when you feel relaxed. If you fear when you want to speak, just take deep breath. Take in, then say the word. You will feel better when you are relaxed. Always relax yourself. You want to speak? Don't rush. Don't be nervous. Don't fear. Just relax your mind and speak slowly. Keep yourself motivated by looking back at the textbook and the CD you used in the past. You will be surprised at how easy they seem to you. Congratulations, your level is improved. Then 56. You are never too young or too old to learn English. You are never too young or too old to start learning English. So some people say that I'm old, my mind cannot carry more things, I cannot learn. No. No one is too young or no one is too old to start learning English. Don't make an excuse not to learn. Why? What are you waiting for? So no one is old and no one is young for, or no one is too old to start learning English. Then procrastination can stop you from being successful. Being successful can be stopped by procrastination sometimes. So to stop procrastinating, it's important to understand if you are procrastinating is to avoid studying or if it is your habit or your bad habit. So say that the bad habit will go, then learn English. If you haven't gotten the results you wanted yet, it's not because you are very bad or you are bad at languages, it's because you haven't found your own special way to learning it. That's why it's self-explanatory. Then 59, use resources which match your level. I always say, use your resources or which resources match your level. If your level is the beginner, look for beginner. If your level is the intermediate, look for intermediate level. If your level is the advanced, look for the advanced level. If you don't know how to construct a sentence or you cannot even say, hi, how are you, I'm fine, don't look for new words, vocabulary, and so forth and so on. It will mislead you. Try to learn the grammar first in a low level, then you prosper like that. You'll just find yourself talking once you know the grammar. Don't use texts or listening exercises which are too difficult or too easy. Sometimes, if you hear a certain English and it is too hard for you, don't even follow it. Just wait and look for your level. Use materials which challenge you but not frustrate you. The materials you use must challenge you, must make you at least learn something and gain something, but not frustrate or make you confused. Then 60. Don't worry about making your accent perfect. It's an important part of your cultural identity to keep your accent. Sometimes you're not a native speaker. Don't even afraid of making an accent perfect. Sometimes the accent can change. Some people may say water, and some people may say water. So the accent is always different. Native English speakers enjoy learning English spoken with an accent. There are many types of English. So English is so different. So for example, we have British English, we have American English, we have South African English, we have also Australian English, and so on. None of these are wrong or not as simple as English to English. You know English, British English, you understand American. You know American, you understand British. You know South African, you understand all. Instead, be aware of the differences in English and British, in American and British English, and use your words accordingly. For example, elevator instead of lift. For example, the British says lift, but the US they say elevator. So the difference is the word, but it's still the same. Carry cue cards with you. Cue cards. What do you know of cue cards? These are small cards which you can write new words on. You can pull them out and look at them whenever you are free. Put small cards, maybe 10. Write new words or vocabulary into it. Carry them in your box or in your bag. Whenever you are in the bus, remove them, read them a little bit. You are in the market, read them. You are maybe going for a walk, just take them and read them a little bit. It makes you understand more and learn English. Then also use post-it notes and stick them around your home. You have a house, in your bed, you can put stickers. Put stickers on there. Write something onto it. So whenever you enter your room, read it. Before you sleep, read it. Before you wake up from bed and go to work or maybe to school, read it. Like for 3 minutes. You can use them to label things. Stick one on your pet dog. You don't use pet dog, but you can use it in your kitchen. For example, if you're a lady, put stickers written in English in your kitchen, in your warehouse, wherever you think you can have your time. Also, 65. You can't ignore phrasal verbs. 2 words verb. There are hundreds of them in English, and they are widely used. The more you focus on their meaning, the more you will be able to guess the meaning of the new word. You will start to recognize their pattern. So phrasal verbs are very important. Use your intuition. Go with your gut feeling. You will be surprised how often your first guess is the right guess. Like we said before, the confidence. Before, be confident. For example, you want to say something, just have your gut. Say that, can I say this word? Once you get the confidence, then you get it out or you speak it out. Then gather your thoughts. Bring your thoughts together. Take a second to think about what you are going to say. You know the grammar, but maybe you don't use it correctly when you speak. So, if you know the grammar and you don't know English and you cannot speak, it means you don't know how to use it correctly. If you don't know how to speak it, and sometimes you don't even know the grammar. So learn the grammar, it's very important. Then meet new people. Try to meet new people. Make the effort to mix with English speakers in your town. You could join a club or go to maybe a bar where people meet and have fun, or maybe have a cafeteria where foreigners hang out. Buy one drink, they love that. So when you go to maybe a cafeteria or the shops where the native, or maybe can I say maybe a foreigner is there, or maybe you find a foreigner in a certain house or in a certain shop, just go to that person, buy a drink, then in that moment try to speak them in English. Then 69, be the person to start conversation in English. Always start saying it in English. Try to keep the conversation moving and use listening words like really, go on, what happened then? Yeah. Just make sure that you dig this person. You say really, go on, what happened? Don't be afraid for others to speak to you. Get in there. Then 70, always debate yourself or debate. Discuss topics in groups. Make a debate or current affairs. Each person should choose a viewpoint, even if you don't agree with it, and the debate is within the group. Make sure you get your point across. Learn to listen actively. Active listening will help, or active listening will help in the classroom, and it will help you get more out and concentrate more. Group study sessions. Focus on people who is talking. Don't fidget or become distracted to other people or events. Concentrate on the speaker with your ear and eyes. Follow the movement the speaker makes it, or the speaker makes in an effort to hear more. It may help to repeat what you hear others say in an effort to understand their thoughts. 1071. It's not enough to only learn English words. I've already said it's not only enough to learn English words. You can teach a parrot English words, but that doesn't mean it can speak English. So you can learn new words, you can learn vocabulary, you can learn a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you can speak English. No. Learning that word need at least constructing a sentence, and that's where you need to gain the grammar part for connections, for joining words and make it peculiar. So you will need to have an understanding of the grammar. So if you don't know grammar, you cannot learn English. I repeat. Then number 72, verb tenses are used by English speakers to talk about the timing of action. You might not have the same expression in your own language. It's time that you know these tenses and when to use them. So verb tenses are used by English speakers to talk about the timing of action. You might not have the same expression in your own language. It's important that you know when the tenses and when to use them. So verb tenses and the tenses are always part of grammar. So English has many irregular verbs. You should drill them, or you should drill yourself on them. So learn about the irregular verbs. All those things, the verb tenses, the irregular verbs, we talked it about in Haret Academy. They are all there, the grammar part. Keep it up. If you take a break from speaking English, you will find that your level decreases and all your hard work has been wasted. So if you learn something today and you don't keep the spirit, maybe for a week you have not spoken English, the effort that you made will go into waste. It's going to decrease. So just have it in hand or make practice daily, day in, day out. 5. Don't be put off by a bad test score. Sometimes students have the ability to pass an English test but cannot communicate well with English speakers. For example, you have seen someone making or maybe scoring even a higher point than you, but that doesn't make him a good communicator. If you can speak freely in English, you should be proud of yourself. So it doesn't mean that somebody is scoring 98 and you scored 50. It doesn't mean that he is better than you. Sometimes that person cannot even speak better English than you, but you need to be proud of yourself. 1076. Remember that as long as you have tried your hardest, you have succeeded. So if you try to learn English as much as you can, make sure you have already succeeded. So don't say that I have not done anything. Learn English with a friend. Always learn English with a friend. You will have someone you can practice with and you can motivate each other to study. So if you have someone, go to the group, English grammar group, the Haret Academy group. Practice with a friend. Pick a person, practice with them. Let them motivate you and tell you, wow, mashallah, you have learned a lot. Then also remember the way we write English is not the same way how it's pronounced. So sometimes I can speak a certain word, that's not the way it is pronounced. So the way it's written is not the way it's pronounced. The way it's pronounced is not the way it's written. For example, you can say has over 6 pronunciation. Familiarization or familiarize yourself the phonetic alphabet. It will help you correctly pronounce words in the dictionary. For example, write the word in the dictionary. It has 6 different pronunciations, so familiarize with them. Always use the SHWA, the schwa sound, and unstressed and toneless neutral vowel sound. Schwa sound is the most common vowel sound in English. For example, the in, about, and the you in supply. So write the word sure sound in the dictionary and you will get what it is. Then number 80. Keep in mind that it will take longer to improve when our level is high. Usually the fastest progress is made when you're a beginner. So once you're a beginner, make a lot of effort. Don't think you are suddenly not learning anymore. It's just a less noticeable progress. Make sure that your English matches the occasion. It's okay to use slang with friends, but not in a business meeting. Decide in which situation is appropriate to use the words and phrases you understand. Sometimes if you abuse someone, it's not necessarily bad because he or she is your friend. You are learning English, the certain word you said is a slang. Slang is not an appropriate word to use, but not in a business meeting. Okay, you can make slang conversations with a friend, but not in a business meeting. Then 82. Textbook English is often different from the way we casually speak. To learn casual slang, watch movies. So if you want to learn slang language, always watch movies. Then idioms can be difficult to memorize, but they are great fun to use and they will make your English more colorful. For example, you have built a house. That house needs coloration or decoration. So idioms are used for colored, for colorful English speaking. Then when talking, we usually link words together so that words or two words can sound like one. Similarly, put the link words ending with a consonant sound to words beginning with a vowel sound. For example, consonant and vowel. We link words ending with a vowel sound to words beginning with a vowel sound. For example, vowel sound, and we have consonant vowel sound. Practice this to improve your listening and also pronunciation. So, for you to know more about English, you need to know the vowel sound and then the consonant vowel sound. Then 85, make use of internet. Internet is very source of learning. It's useful or it's full of resources to help you learn. BBC Learn English is one of them. learnenglish.encenglish.com. You get a lot of resources from there. Think about your strong and weak points. Always know where is your strength and where is your weak point. Use SWOT analysis. Your strength, your weakness. Write down which areas you can improve on and work on improving them. So think of where you need an improvement. Is it the writing? Is it the speaking? Is it the grammar? Is it where or the connection of words? Of course, you don't ignore your strong points. Congratulate yourself on how well you have done. Then 87. And learn your mistakes. You probably make the same grammar mistakes over and over again. Use English test results as a study tool. Go over your mistakes and choose one or two that you want to focus on. Use your favorite grammar book to check rules. Then 88. Use the correct article a and an or the articles that you have learned in Haret Academy, the grammar part. Be aware that there is more to these rules than a and an, or non-specific or the specific. For example, a university, not an university, because it begins with a consonant sound. An hour, not a hour, because the H is often silent. An hour, not the hour. Then 89. For fluency, try image training. Before you go to that restaurant, think through what the waiter is likely to say to you. Think of what phrases you are going to use. So, for example, you're going to a restaurant or a hotel. Think of the words that are likely or the waiter is likely to use and the phrases that you're going to use backward. So, then much communication comes through body language and gestures. You know the body language and gestures? Using the hand to talk. So this can be difficult between cultural and countries or cultures and countries. For example, two fingers, V for victory symbol is fine palm out. If you make it with palm facing towards you, you'll offend a British person. It means, well, you ask a British person and find out yourself. Then the easiest one sleep. You learn more after a good night's sleep. You'll be able to concentrate more. So you learn more after a good sleep. So you sleep at 8 or at 9 p.m. Once you wake up, you are very fresh. You can learn very easily at that moment because your mind is very set. Take an English course in an English-speaking country. So try to take an English course in an English-speaking country. If you study abroad, mix with people from other countries, not only people from your country. If, for example, you are not in Somalia, you are either in Kenya or maybe in other part of the world, try to mix up with people from other countries. It's a good idea or it's not a good idea for you to live in a shared house with people from your own country. For example, you're in a boarding school, try to sleep or figure out some other people from other countries. Don't find your friend or your brother or your Somali country. Enjoy a more cultural experience by spending time with other nationalities. Have you thought about getting a job or doing an internal or an internship abroad? Get yourself a qualified teacher who wants to learn wrong things. Who wants to learn wrong things? No? There is another question. Then, nobody can learn all in English. Nobody can learn all in English. Nobody can learn all of the English language. No need to worry about trying. A useful shortcut to learn is that in English we have lots of words that have the same pronunciation but a different spelling and meaning. For example, come here has the same pronunciation as I can hear the bird. You might find it easier to build a vocabulary by knowing the difficult or the different meanings. And it's 7. Once you have a basic level of English, explore the different ways you can say the same thing. This makes your English more interesting to the listener, and it could not be too difficult for you because you already know the basics. For example, how many ways can we say goodbye in English? Then, when you are in your English course, be prepared for your class. Do your homework as soon as possible and hand it over on time. Review your notebook and your last lesson few minutes before the class. Doing this will refresh your memory and you will be warmed up for lessons. Don't forget distracted in class. Focus on the class. Don't stare out of the window. Don't be late. Arrive a few minutes before and start of the lesson. Don't sit next to people who won't speak to you in English. Switch off your phone. Be organized. Remember to take your textbook and notebook and pen. 100. Find a comfortable, peaceful place for quiet study. You need somewhere where you can focus 100%. Always avoid the noisy places. Last but not the least, visit Haret Academy, learn English with Haret, and ARAG Academy for more English for you to learn and for you to study better. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.